Hey, it's old Brookie. I've got a student that he wants to learn metal, and that's great. So he's learning some power chords and some riffs and some picking. And last night I said, what do you think about the A minor pentatonic scale? And he said, well, I've heard people talk about it, but he wasn't sure what it was. I'm like, oh, good. We're going to have fun. So what I love to do is show the scale starting with the low E and working it up to the highest point on the guitar. And to me, this is kind of a diagonal pattern. It's pretty fun. There are some really recognizable landmarks which I'll show you. It's really easy. So remember, A minor scale, A minor pentatonic. Penta means 5. Tone or tonic means tone or note, so it's a 5-note scale. A minor, meaning A is the root, it's minor in quality. Remember that root. I'm going to focus on the A root. That gives us like a foundation or context. Otherwise, it sounds kind of disconnected. So if we connect it to the root or a chord like A minor or A7 or A power chord, whatever, some sort of an A rock and roll thing. So let's do 3 notes, E, G, A. Which is probably sounding ridiculous to some people right now. That's all right. But how about reverse it? We're going to work it up. I'm going to say G leads to A. It just pushes there sonically. All right, G, A. So remember that, and remember that A root. And on that root, we could build our chord. Right. Now let's add a C. C also leads to A. C, A, G, A. It's a start. We're going to keep moving. Okay, now we're going to add a D. D is the 4th interval. Be wary of landing on the D like this. It sounds like we're thinking D there, or as far as a chord. So I would keep moving on that D, kind of ricochet off of that. Listen to this. But if you land on the D, it just sounds like you're over there now. But we want to stay here on the A sound. That's just the way I hear it. So that's like 0, 3, 5, 3, 5. Pay attention to this little square shape here on that G, A, C, D, G, A, C, D, 3, 5, 3, 5. We're going to see that shape up the neck. All right, it's going to be cool. Now I'm going to do a position shift up to E. You can slide. I like ring and index on a lot of this. So that E is part of the A chord, or an A5, a root and a 5th. E is the 5th interval. So when you land on D, it just, whatever. Doesn't sound like it's part of the chord as much. Now we're going to kick over to a G, A here. Five, 7. Compare that. G, A, G, A. Trying to be funky. Now we're going to hit a C. You know, that C leads to A. Remember that G, A, C, D? Same thing. Same shape. That's your 5s and 7s. Now we'll blast on up to E. So that's just a position shift. Now cross over. Here's where the shape changes, okay? So everything's been really squarish, you know, just 3, 5, 3, 5, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 9. Now it's going to be an 8, 10. So that's because the B string is tuned a half step lower than the others as far as intervals or whatever, in thirds versus fourths. So we have to do this. E, G, A is going to be 9, 8, 10. That's cool. Bring in the middle finger. G, A. Believe in that. All right, man. Now we got our C, D, which is 8, 10, just like this. So find them all through the neck. Oops, couldn't resist a bend there on the D, which does bend to E, which we'll cover that sometime, but maybe I'm gonna try not to get distracted by bends. So D to E. Good luck. So you can start getting some of those kind of shreddy 3-note. Sometimes I'll use index and middle. E. So what's after E? It's G. So skip the F and F sharp. So we can't jump over to another string. We just have to go up the first string. There's your E, G, A, just like we started. Might want to use your pinky on that. That's an A, man. Connect them. It's great. You'll love it. All right, after A, go up to C. A, C. Connect them. Go from one to the other. It's easy. After C, I got a D here. Find all your Ds. From there, you could do a little. All right, I can't resist. I'm gonna do one last bend on the first string, 22nd fret, D up to E. Alright, man. I would recommend memorizing that. And if that gets boring, I always say try it with your eyes closed. And if that gets boring, try it standing on one leg with your eyes closed. If that gets boring, try it standing on one chair with your eyes closed on one leg. If that gets boring, do all that with your eyes closed on one leg behind your back, standing on a chair, or do a jump around or something. I don't know. But just memorize those moves, man. I don't care how you do it. Just don't neglect that, man. That's just, it's so easy. And then it's so much fun. And then we can put some kind of groove and phrasing in there. You're not going to play the whole pattern every time, but sometimes it's just a fun exercise. It's fun, you know, you can do it sitting on the couch, relaxing, watching TV. Just memorize it. Get the physical moves down in your hands, in your brain, in your ears. Just your long-term memory. So if you do that every day, you'll get real good. So maybe we'll do a review on this. I'll try to remind you. Work on that A minor pentatonic. It's pretty cool, man. You can play this real slow and it'll sound fine. There's no rush. If you need a PDF